Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot, Kokushora.
Today we have a plethora of things to talk about. And I want to begin with this very interesting one. Now, are you aware that Elevy has been passed? Elevy has been passed. What is the Elevy all about? It gives the government of Ghana the opportunity to get into your bank account and remove money anytime you make transactions using the wire. My brother, my sister, now the government of Ghana has the legal right to enter into your bank account and take out money, all in the name of the so-called Elevy. My brother, my sister, how did it all happen? There was a whole pandemonium when we all were told that there was going to be an Elevy in a country that produces very little. Yet, the people are breaking their backs to make the economy work. 80% of the GDP of Ghana is borrowed. In other words, it's on borrowed glory. All the goods and services we produce in this country, the total weight of that is known as the GDP, gross domestic product. And all this, 80% is on borrowed glory. It means we are borrowing every such thing involved in the 80% of the GDP. My brother, my sister, now Elevy is here. Remember when the finance minister spoke to us, he told us that the economy is shaky because of two very important reasons. One, he blamed COVID. He also talked about the Ukraine-Russian war. And then he talked about the Elevy not being passed at that time, and that if it was passed, it will help us. My brother, my sister, we are in for trouble. Now, what is this trouble? Now, even when you go out to buy kenke and fish, they will tell you to pay via mobile money. Now, the mobile telecommunications networks are also getting smarter and smarter. Some of them are even providing services without taking money, in other words, for free. Or when you transfer money, we don't take anything from you. But when you go to withdraw the money, we take something small from you. My brother, my sister, is this going to defeat the so-called Elevy? But how did it get passed in the first place? Hey, the minority in parliament decided to walk out of parliament yesterday. Was it a ploy to allow the Elevy to be passed? After all, it looks like they are the same people of different feathers. Hey, how did they do it? You know we have a hung parliament. And for parliament to have a quorum, in other words, for parliament to be able to sit, there has to be a number of parliamentarians. In a country where our parliamentarians are mostly lazy and do not go to the parliament house, they upset themselves night and day, yet nobody cracks the whip. My brother, my sister, they only come to the parliament when there is a very important political cake to be shared. What does Blakk RASTA mean when he says a very important political cake to share? You know our politicians are very selfish. Very, very egotistically selfish. Whenever they move, they ask themselves, what is in there for me? Not what is in there for the nation. Now, my brother, my sister, here what happened now? Now we have a hung parliament, 137, 137, and there is one independent candidate in there, right? Ajua Safo has refused to go to the parliament house for personal reasons. Some say it's egotistical, and some others say it is some other reason which can be attributed to political. Whatever the reason is, my brother, my sister, Ajua Safo of the NPP has decided to expunge herself from the woes of the ruling party. Some have insulted her, some have chastised her, some have even decided to dehumanize her, but she's still stuck to her guns. Is it true that she wants to be the deputy speaker? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me now. What matters to me is that Elevy has been passed. Now the minority in parliament decided to walk out. And the reason they gave initially was that They did not want to be surprised with an e-levy. So they walked out. What is the meaning of that? Does it make sense to you? Some of them also said, oh, one member of the minority was on the way from the hospital to join us at the time that the voting was supposed to happen. For that matter, they were waiting for that one person. And when that one person was not in, they believed they did not have the numbers to continue with the parliamentary proceedings. So they walked out of parliament. Hear me now. Now, for parliament to be able to form a quorum and run parliamentary activities, we must have at least 138 members, right? That is half plus one. But when they sat in parliament, we were told that there were only 136 people. But the greedy parliamentarians, egotistical, pot-bellied parliamentarians, decided, my brother, my sister, to go on with the voting, whilst the minority took a walk in the park. Now, my brother, my sister, many are those who said this was very illegal. No wonder the minority in parliament is seeking redress in the Supreme Court. Or is it another kangaroo or crocodile tears kind of thing? Did they really plan that this was what they were going to do so that they both would be politically right? To take the taxpayer for a right? I don't trust these people, majority, minority. Hey, it looks like Ras Mubarak has the answer to this. What is Ras Mubarak saying about this whole walkout in parliament? And remember, Ras Mubarak himself was an MP for Kumbungu, for the NDC. Now he says, Ras Mubarak bides minority over passage of E-level. You should have held majority by their balls. Jesus have mercy. Balls! My brother, my sister, Ras Mubarak thinks that the minority intentionally took a walk in the park to give the majority a field day. Somebody wants to hear it again. I am saying Ras Mubarak thinks that the minority in parliament took a walk in the park so that the majority can have a field day to take the taxpayer for a ride. Now, those of you who fight for politicians during elections, what does this tell you? Now, E-levy has been passed. They say Supreme Court. This is not the first time we're hearing this nonsense, right? Alban Bagbin, the Speaker of Parliament, said he's so disappointed that the minority took a walk. He said they should have sat down to deal with the issue. Did they really form a quorum? Did they not form a quorum? Was it a certain game of chess between the majority and the minority so that there would be a passage of the demonic e-levy, because of which some people were threatening a coup d'etat? I want to know. Now, my brother, my sister, e-levy is here. Anytime we transfer money, receive money, transact business using the wire, our balls will be squeezed hard, the way Ras Mubarak wanted the balls of the majority to be squeezed tight. E-levy is here, my brother, my sister, and it brings tears into my eyes. Is it a way for them to enjoy themselves with yet another fleet of flights inside the skies? You want to hear that rhyme again? Is it another ploy for them to continue with their fleets of flights in the skies? Jesus have mercy. My brother, my sister, e-levy is here. And what are some of them saying? That e-levy is a blessing to Ghanaians. I hear some rotten-mouthed idiots in parliament say that it's a blessing for Ghanaians. Blessing for who? Sewa Broni or the pot-bellied president? Blessing for who? Who is that blessing for? Is e-levy actually supposed to be a certain tool for us to get loans? What they technically call collateral. My brother, my sister, your guess is as good as mine. Hey, did I hear that the Minister of Chieftaincy very sick and dying, was chauffeured all the way in a national ambulance and brought all the way, my brother, my sister, to the Parliament House, all because of the vote of the demonic Elevy. Look at it, 3 News. Ambulance in Parliament as bedridden chieftaincy minister is suspected to have been brought in to help NPP pass Elevy. Oh, what a shame. Hallelujah. What a shame. Hey, remember they went all the way to America to bring Ajua Safo in a chartered flight. They went all the way to Canada with another chartered flight to bring in another politician. These people can do anything to pass their demonic Elevy. That's why I don't like this president. And I don't pretend. When I meet this president, I don't skin up my teeth because I am not happy with him. I approach him with a mongoloid face that looks like a celluloid tape. And at the same time, I am not late in order to talk to this man to be updated. Hear me now, brethren. The Elevy has been passed. To the devil be the glory.
Go on, skip a judge.
Blakk pot, Kuku Show.